You here to see Ronnie?
Yeah. Yeah, you?
Mm-hmm. I just left his room.
And?
He's awake.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Look, Lulu, I know you well enough to know that you were in there trying to get information about this hit and run.
Yeah, I asked him why Franco would want him killed if that's what really happened.
And what did he say?
Same thing he's always said, that he should have been more careful crossing the street. Why, you don't believe him?
You run by me again what you said you saw that night?
Not much. I turned a corner and Ronnie was flying over the hood of a black sports car that was not even slowing down. I mean, it seemed deliberate to me, but who knows?
So Ronnie gets mowed down. Franco shows up in his room and leaves a signature tag on a respirator. No way this hit and run is anything but deliberate.
I do get it. I know that her body is just housing. And that whatever made Claudia is gone. Her spirit is gone, and it can't be affected by anything that's going on here. But the idea that some guy has her, that it's this guy who turns death into art.
I know, it's too horrible.
What the hell does he want with her anyway? I mean, what is he going to do? How far is he going to go to rattle Jason's cage? It just turns my stomach to think that... I'm going to find him. I'm going to find her. And I'm going to bring her back. And I'm going to give her a proper burial where any so-called artists or none of these goons of Sonny's can find her and dig her up and use her for whatever perverted purposes they want.
Have you thought maybe you ought to go to the police about this?
No, I need to do this alone.
Okay, I get that. But where are you even going to start? I'm assuming that you don't know anything about this Franco character.
I don't, but I'm going to learn. He's been leaving his calling card all over town for Jason. And I'm going to find out exactly where that leads.
Jason Morgan has terrorized this city for years, but today his reign ends as a direct result of the policies I put in place. I promised the citizens of Port Charles a victory over organized crime, and I delivered. Thank you for coming. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. That's all. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, Commissioner. Your department has finally lived up to my expectations.
Listen, if you've sufficiently milked this, perhaps we could all get back to work.
You should be smiling, Commissioner. This is a great day for law enforcement.
I always count on Mayor Floyd to be as predictable as night follows day.
Mayor Floyd has an ego.
Yeah, well, it worked for us. This bloated ego played right into our hands. Floyd didn't even bother making sure you had in fact been arrested. He just called a press conference so he could break his own arm, patting himself on the back. That speech, it's gonna get major media. Everyone will think you're in jail, and I didn't even have to lie. Or file a false arrest report.
Look, I don't want this going back on you.
How is it my fault if the mayor's office jumped the gun, you know? And besides, as much as I hate it, you managed to beat most of the charges brought against you anyway. So, it's just gonna look like more of the same. The bigger issue is that I have reason to believe that Sam's been abducted and I'm doing nothing about it.
Please. Lucky, no cops. This guy is not afraid to kill. It's just business to him.
Okay. But you gotta keep me informed. And if there's anything I can do to help Sam get back safely, just let me know.
Thanks.
This is my fault.
You have to stop saying that, Mike.
But it's true. I've been shooting my mouth off ever since I killed Claudia. Coming close to blurting out what really happened. Obviously, I fed in to every single suspicion that Lucky had.
This is nothing new for Jason. The cops drag him downtown, arrest him when the power goes out in this town. And just like every other time, they got nothing. It's just something that makes them feel good. Mayor Floyd can get a photo op.
I can't let Jason take the rap for what I did.
Wait a minute. No. You're not confessing, because that's the last thing Jason would want. It's like spitting in his face.
But Dad, Jason...
But nothing! Listen, son, okay? You're always telling me that you're not a kid. It's time to prove that and man up. You have to stop letting your emotions get the better of you. And just let this whole thing play out.
I've had it with the police in this town. Why the hell are they arresting Jason Morgan? He hasn't killed anyone lately. At least not anyone worth remembering. And meanwhile, I'm kidnapping women right and left and no one cares.
Help! 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 Help!
Now that we got that out of the way.
You know what? If you're trying to lure Jason here, it's not going to work. He's in jail.
Yeah, pretty convenient if you ask me. Think he got himself arrested on purpose?
You know, I'm sorry that Jason can't come play with you, but there's no sense in holding me.
Oh, sure there is. All we have to do is get him released.
How do you plan on doing that?
Me? You're his ticket to ride.
I don't have any pull with the cops.
Well, underestimate yourself. All you have to do is tell him that Jason didn't kill Sonny's wife. That it was your son, Michael.
No.
No?
No!
No, he didn't do it. Or no, you won't say. You will do what I like.
Hey,
How so?
big news. Jason Morgan arrested for Claudia's murder. Our illustrious mayor calls a press conference, pontificates about how he practically single-handedly restored law and order in the streets of Port Charles. I mean, it doesn't matter that Jason's just a ripple in the ocean, but the fascinating thing is there's no record of this groundbreaking arrest, and Jason's nowhere to be found.
Well, after questioning him, I realized we didn't have sufficient evidence to take it through the booking process, so guess Mayor Floyd just got a little carried away.
I can see you're amused, Lucky. And you know, I appreciate a good laugh as much as the next guy, especially when it comes at that windbag's expense. What are you doing?
Just a favor for a friend.
Must be a week of favors for you.
Sorry?
You called one in for records from NYPD. Preliminary reports on a murder in Tribeca 2003 and a tagger busted a half a block away. What's the connection?
As soon as I'm sure there is one, I'll tell you.
No nasty surprises.
I hear you.
You know, it is possible that Franco hit Ronnie by accident and then came to the hospital to see if he was okay.
And he felt the irresistible urge to tag some hospital equipment before he left?
You put it that way. Why? Well, what do you think really happened then?
Something I don't like, that Ronnie and Franco are connected somehow, that this whole thing has been connected all along and I just didn't see it.
How so?
It's the tagging. It's deliberate, it's calculated, it's all the same. I mean, I was so green on that first murder scene back in '03. I looked at the tagger bus as more of a distraction than anything else. Ronnie told me not to make a big deal out of it, to slap him with a misdemeanor and boot him out.
Wait, Ronnie worked Franco's case?
That's just it. There was no case. I wrote up a citation and let him go. I missed what was right in front of me and I let a serial killer walk.